Welcome to a 20-year alternate timeline simulation, exploring what would happen if the McMahon family feud truly split pro wrestling into three rival empires. The divorce settlement shocks the world, dividing wrestling into three rival companies: Vince McMahon's WWF, Linda and Shane's WCW, and Stephanie and Triple H's ECW. Fans are hyped, feeling like the Monday Night War's all over again, but this time, it's far more personal. Vince immediately rebrands WWF as the real legacy and pushes a ruthless talent poaching strategy. Shane positions WCW/Raw as the edgy, athletic alternative, while Stephanie and Triple H relaunch ECW as underground, violent, and creatively free. Year 2 sees a massive bidding war explode, with top stars jumping between companies for massive contracts. WWF manages to keep stars like John Cena, The Undertaker, and The Rock on part-time deals. WCW signs AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, and CM Punk early, quickly becoming known as the Work Rate brand. ECW brings in younger hardcore talents, indie darlings, and even deathmatch stars, embracing a more extreme style. By year 3, all three companies run national TV shows: SmackDown for WWF, Raw for WCW, and Hardcore Nation for ECW. Ratings spike for all three, and the competition is red hot, but the personal feuds are real, and none of them will cooperate, yet. In year 4, Vince bans WWF talent from acknowledging the other companies on TV. Shane fires back with work-shoot promos, allowing WCW talent to mock WWF openly. ECW cannibalizes both companies' mid-carders, giving them main event pushes and new opportunities. By year 5, WCW becomes #1 in pure wrestling quality, while WWF remains #1 in profitability. ECW, though smaller, becomes a cult phenomenon, attracting an incredibly loyal fan base. Year 6 sees the first cross-company shots fired, with WCW signing a major WWF star on live television. Vince retaliates by running a storyline mocking Shane, blurring personal and business lines completely. By year 7, a massive talent burnout crisis hits both WWF and WCW due to brutal schedules. ECW, with its smaller roster, takes advantage by picking up stars who want creative freedom, threatening to become a dark horse contender. In year 8, fans split into three distinct camps: WWF lifers who love big characters, WCW purists who want real wrestling, and ECW renegades who crave chaos and freedom. Social media wars between these fan bases become a widespread phenomenon, reflecting the intense loyalty and division. By year 9, networks pressure all three McMahon companies to increase ratings, leading to secret talks between Linda and Stephanie about possible talent sharing. Vince finds out about these talks and publicly buries both companies on TV, escalating the feud. Year 10 brings a major health scare for Vince, slowing him down, whether kayfabe or real. Shane seizes this moment to try and crush WWF with a supercard called Clash of Empires. ECW surprisingly steals the show with breakout talent, proving their growing influence. Years 11 and 12 see WWF rebound with massive mainstream stars, like what Cena and Roman became. WCW becomes the wrestling critics' darling, praised for its technical prowess. ECW cultivates a gritty, realistic MMA-influenced hybrid style that earns cult acclaim. All three companies grow, all three hate each other, but the war has stabilized into mutually assured destruction. In year 13, Shane proposes a one-night-only joint pay-per-view to honor a wrestling legend. Vince refuses and trashes the idea, but Stephanie and Shane secretly reach out to each other anyway. By year 14, ECW and WCW begin running informal cross-brand events, much to the fans' delight. Vince, however, hates it and responds by launching a WWF Invasion storyline against the combined WCW-ECW partnership. He positions WWF as the company defending sports entertainment against indie trash. By year 16, the WWF versus WCW plus ECW feud becomes the biggest wrestling storyline in decades. Real business competition fuels the drama, and pay-per-view numbers for all three companies reach all-time highs. At this point, two possible endings can realistically happen: the McMahon Alliance or the McMahon Meltdown. In ending A, the McMahon Alliance, Year 17 sees networks push for a shared super show, the WrestleMania of WrestleManias. Vince reluctantly agrees, but only if WWF headlines last, maintaining his company's prestige. Year 18 brings Trinity Mania I, which becomes the biggest pro wrestling event in history. All companies see record profits, and fans love the crossover, ushering in a new era. By year 19, the companies keep separate brands but cooperate on an annual super card, with wrestlers moving between companies like sports free agents. Year 20 concludes with the McMahon Civil War ending in uneasy peace, where competition remains but now helps everyone grow, making wrestling more mainstream than ever. Alternatively, in ending B, the McMahon Meltdown, Year 17 sees Vince sabotage the joint event negotiations. Shane publicly accuses him, and Stephanie declares WWF is the problem, not the solution. By year 18, WCW and ECW merge to form Alliance Wrestling Federation, or AWF, becoming a serious threat to WWF's supremacy. Year 19 sees WWF lose star power and ratings slip, while AWF grows rapidly with younger talent and hybrid styles. In year 20, Vince tries to buy out AWF, but is rejected, marking a definitive shift in power. The 20-year war ends with WWF as the legacy brand and AWF as the dominant modern brand, forever reshaping wrestling. Over 20 years, the McMahon split would turn wrestling into a three-way arms race, with family drama driving the biggest boom period the industry had ever seen.